All right, you've set your strategy, picked your channels, planned your content, and measured your results. Now what? You know that all data should tell you which channels and content are performing well. But what does good performance actually mean? Is it when an ad gets a lot of clicks? When a tweet goes viral? What about increased website traffic? With so many different touch points and channels shaping customer brand interactions, how do you know where to start? In this video, we'll explore how businesses use reporting data to find out which of their marketing and sales efforts are the most successful. Success can mean different things depending on your particular marketing and business goals, but every digital marketer wants to know which touch points are getting customers to take action. Say you're running a campaign for a company that sells art supplies. If tons of people are clicking on an ad for a new line of paints, but only a few of them eventually make a purchase, that ad might not be so successful after all. In order to optimize a strategy, you need to know which touch points are influencing customer decisions the most. Of course, you can't know exactly what your customers are thinking. All you have to go on is what they do. But those customer behaviors can tell you a lot about where your efforts are succeeding and where they're falling short. The process of determining which content and channels are responsible for generating leads, conversions, or signups is called attribution. This isn't something you need to determine on your own. Most analytics tools include features that can use your data to find out which touch points and keywords customers interact with before taking action. You'll get some practice with these tools later in the program. By accurately attributing success to specific marketing and sales efforts, businesses can make informed decisions about where to invest their time, budget, and resources. Now, some people assume that the last touch point should get all the credit. And it makes sense, right? People often think that the touch point right before a purchase must be the one that convinces a customer to take action. But that isn't always the case. You know that the average customer encounters 6 touch points on their purchase journey, and that the path isn't always straightforward. Say someone is shopping for a new computer and they decide which model to buy after the second touch point, but then they put off actually making the purchase. Maybe they're waiting for a holiday or for the computer to go on sale. Maybe they just get distracted. It might take another touch point to remind them of the purchase they already planned to make. Both of those touch points deserve some credit, and attribution is how they get it. Businesses have some choices when it comes to attribution models. We won't go over all of them here, just a few to give you a sense of how they attribute success. Data-driven, first click, last click, and linear. Data-driven attribution measures customer engagement with marketing content across channels to understand what's motivating them to take action. It assigns credit to each touch point based on statistics, like which ads or keywords most often lead to conversions. Data-driven attribution draws on real customer behaviors to assign credit. But if you don't have enough meaningful data for this model, they have other options. Here are a few examples. First click attribution assigns all the credit to the first touch point that eventually leads to a conversion. Let's go back to our art supply store. If a customer's first interaction with the brand is a social media ad for oil paints, all the credit for their purchase would go to that ad, even if it takes a few more touch points for them to buy something. Last click attribution assigns all the credit to the last known touch point before conversion. If our art store customer makes a purchase after the 4th or 5th touch point, maybe a promotional email, last click attribution would give full credit to that email. Linear attribution assigns equal credit to each touch point along the customer journey. So for our art store customer's journey, the social ad, promotional email, and all the touch points in between share credit for the eventual conversion. Attribution isn't an exact science, but it can give you a better idea of how customers are interacting with your content and what's leading them to take action. Using models like data-driven, first click, last click, and linear attribution, businesses can put their resources in places that will maximize customer conversions. Up next, you'll learn about communicating the insights you get from your data insights to other people.